Hey, I'm Chris Ralph, the professional prospector, and today I'm out doing some metal detecting in one of the areas that was burned really bad in the forest fires the last couple years. California, especially the northern part where I do a lot of my prospecting, it just has seen some horrendous fires over the last couple of years. Just huge areas, literally many millions of acres have been incinerated. And I can't say that I'm happy about that. That's certainly not a good thing, but it does lead to some areas where logging companies come in and they move stuff around and stir up the dirt a little bit, and you know, it may create an opportunity or two for prospectors to come out and look. And I'm doing that now. I haven't done very many videos about metal detecting for nuggets recently, but I've been out prospecting. I've found some good gold. Here, I'll show you some that I found on a recent trip of mine.
So here's some nuggets that I found recently. This is a nice set. It was a couple of days out prospecting, and the total weight here is about, or almost, a quarter ounce, which is not a bad take for a short weekend trip.
I've done a number of trips, and you know, a lot of times I go out and I've got my camera, I've got my gear, and I just say, well, do you want to film some YouTube videos, or do you want to just look for gold? And I admit, a lot of times I go out and just say, I just want to look for gold. Because I enjoy doing it, you know? And I enjoy doing the videos too, but I'll admit I enjoy finding gold a lot more. So I just have had some really good luck with some of my trips, but one of the things that you need to do to be successful at nugget detecting is getting out and exploring new places, and that's kind of what I'm doing today. This is an area generally, I mean, over a large area. I've found some gold here before, found some nice gold here before, but the areas where I found the gold, I've beaten it out pretty much. I've done a lot of things and taken a lot of gold out, but it doesn't grow back, and so you need to keep exploring. Even in an area generally where you found gold, you know, it doesn't grow back, and so you've got to expand and try new places and get out and see if you can find something. The problem with exploring new areas is, you know, you just don't know whether you're going to be successful or not. And in fact, exploring new areas, more often than not, it's a bust. And so you'll come out and you know, it looks good, you give it a try, and you don't find anything. But you got to keep looking. One of the things about being successful nugget detecting is being persistent. You know, far too many guys think, hey, I'm going to go out and find me some nuggets with a metal detector. They buy a good metal detector. They go out a few times, find it's a lot harder than they thought it was, and then they give up. They're not persistent. And so if you want to be successful finding nuggets, you got to be persistent. You got to hang in there. You've got to go out and really put the effort in. And if at first you don't succeed, try again, right? And so this trip I'm exploring around. I'm filming some video, obviously. And I'm trying out a new metal detector. Yeah, one of the well-known metal detector manufacturers, of course I can't tell you, sent me an interesting new product, new metal detector that they're developing and working on. Of course I can't tell you anything about it because, well, then the metal detector company, first they'd kill me, and then they'd come after you to look for you. But so anyway, big secret, but it'll eventually be out, and I'll talk about it when it's finished. But anyway, just trying some new things, getting out, and so come along with me. We're going to take a look at some different places today. We'll try out some different things, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we'll be successful, but you got to accept, especially when you're out exploring new areas, that it isn't always going to pan out. So just remember that. But we'll be out. I'll bring you back and we'll take a look at some different places. Well, I'm at the end of the day. I got 2 pieces exploring around. You know, one of the things that I did was, and one of the things that you should remember when you're out prospecting in the mountains with pine trees and stuff like that, is the pines drop a certain amount of needles, and there's always grass and other weeds on the ground and that kind of stuff. And over time, that builds up an organic layer, good for plants to grow in, that it basically shields the gold further down from your metal detector. So if you have an organic layer that's 6 or 8 inches, you're only going to detect the nuggets that are deeper than 6 or 8 inches. And a lot of metal detectors don't do so great, and really small gold, even if you have the most expensive metal detector out there, really small gold, you're not going to see it 6 or 8 inches. It's just not going to be detectable. And so I focused on those areas where the rigs of the logging company, the tractor type rigs that they got, were basically cutting into that organic layer. And lo and behold, the 2 pieces I got were from a little roadway where they'd stirred it up and dug down a little bit and made small pieces of gold a little bit more visible from the surface. And so, you know, I had some success. Now, I'm going to go ahead and bring you back tomorrow. We're going to do this all again, get out here and do some exploring and, you know, just take another run at it and see what gold we can get. You know, one of the things about exploring around, I mentioned when you go to new areas, you gotta be persistent. And you know, if you just detect one area, well, maybe the gold's over here and you're detecting over there. So that's part of that persistence thing of getting out there and checking all the different spots. One of the things I'm using on this particular exploration trip is that I'm looking for areas that have significant amount of vein quartz on the ground. You know, if there's no vein quartz, there still can be gold, don't get me wrong, but at least in this area, I think the odds are better in the areas with the vein quartz. Now, to tell you the truth, of the many nuggets that I've detected here, only a few really have any significant amount of quartz attached, and I don't have any pieces that are like mostly quartz with a little bit of gold sprinkled through. All the pieces I have are mostly gold with some quartz. Although there's chunks of quartz, at least in the area that I'm detecting, there's chunks of quartz scattered all around there. But that makes me think that the quartz is a good indicator of the gold. So come back with me tomorrow night, or tomorrow morning, I mean. I'll be back here again in this same general area where there's been this terrible fire and the loggers are active trying to bring the trees down before they fall. You know, the burnt trees will only stand so many years and then they're going to come down of their own. So we'll get out here and try it again, hopefully find a few more pieces, maybe get into a real hot spot and pick up a nice new nugget patch. So you'll stay tuned for just a second. I'll be right back. Okay, so welcome to the second day. And before I get started, let me show you the nuggets that I found yesterday, the 2 little pieces I found. Here's a picture.
So the 2 bigger nuggets on the left, those are the ones that I had found there that day. And then the little one on the left I had found the previous day before that. The 2 bigger ones on the right were from the same general area, but were found on a previous trip.
All right, well, I went out today, and I'm sorry, I really should have brought my little chest-mounted camera that I have that allows you guys to see the ground and see what I see on my metal detector as far as the screen or responses. I forgot to bring it. I only have my big Canon that is the big outfit, and so I can't carry that around. It's just too darn heavy. Anyway, I went around today. You know, I'm exploring this new place, and I didn't get any gold today, so it was kind of a disappointment. I got a funny thing though, I got a lead nugget. Now you say, well, a bullet, right? And it's like, well, sort of. It probably once was a bullet, but this area is burned pretty bad. And a bullet at or near the surface gets hot enough to melt under those circumstances. And so I found this chunk of lead about the size of a bullet, but it had been all melted, and so it was all blobby like a nugget. But that really was probably the find of the day. So, you know, I preach perseverance in this, and I talked about that earlier on the video, and I totally still stick by that. And I can tell you plenty of times that I've gone out and the first time or two I don't do well, but after a while I kind of get into seeing where the gold's going to be. But I haven't had that kind of luck here. And so this will kind of go on a list of my places to try again one of these days, but I probably won't be back again real soon. But I've got a bunch of other places to go, and I promise that next time I go out and go detecting, I'll bring my little chest mounted camera, and I can put that on a tripod too, but so I can show you what's going on and give you a better depiction of it. But you know, it sometimes goes like this. You can't accept that. You have to accept that sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. And today, yeah, today was the skunk. So I got a special ending for you. You remember earlier in the video I mentioned that I was testing a new detector. Well, hey, I got permission to talk about it. And you know, when they have these things under development, they don't want everybody talking about them, but once they get to where they're close to be selling them on the market, they're, you know, all in favor of getting the word out. And it's actually the new Axiom by Garrett. And it's a pulse induction machine, which is suitable for the ground out where I was detecting in this video. It's got a lot of hot rocks and stuff like that. This actually is an excellent machine that resists hot rocks and mineralized ground very well. I was real impressed with it. It's got a powerful lithium battery that once you charge it up, it's got enough juice to run for a couple of days. It charges with a USB port. Just plug it in the back, you know, just like you charge your phone, charge your metal detector. It's got a readout screen with various adjustments. It's got a lot of different settings, and I've been real impressed with it, and I'm going to be using it more in the future. So keep an eye out. I'll be having some videos about the Axiom. You know, Garrett was once one of the big metal detector makers for nugget type detectors. But that was kind of back in the day when Charles Garrett himself was actually designing metal detectors. And it's kind of been on the back burner at Garrett for a long time. But they're really turning things out now. You know, they've got the 24K, which is a VLF machine, and now they have this new Axiom, which is really an excellent pulse induction machine. It's supposed to be ready sometime, you know, coming on the market for sale sometime at the end of August, maybe into September, something like that. And we'll see what the prices are. We'll get more information on that as we get closer to the date. But I just wanted to tell you and give you a little sneak peek at the Axiom. It comes with a number of different coil sizes. This is the smallest little oval coil that they have for maximum sensitivity. You know, I think it's also great that they're going to have a number of different accessory coils so that you can take advantage of all the different settings on the detector and different kinds of ground and different types of environments for detecting. It also has an iron discriminate feature, or an iron reject feature that we'll be talking more about. So look for more of these, more videos on the Axiom coming up in the future. And that's it for the little sneak preview about that new metal detector that I was testing. That's all really for this video. I hope you got something out of it. You know, the perseverance thing is a lesson to remember. And you know, if you want to increase your skills with finding gold, if that's something you really are into and you'd like to learn more about, I wrote a book about prospecting, and it's called Fistful of Gold. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about my book right now. So let me tell you a little bit more about my book. It's called Fistful of Gold, And I wrote it because I want you to be able to go out and find for yourself Fistful of Gold. And you can see that it's an encyclopedia with all kinds of information, pictures, and that sort of thing. It's not in color, but color would have cost me a lot more to have printed, and so the book would have cost a lot more. It's for sale on Amazon, and you can pick it up. I'll put a link in the description below. I also serve as the editor for a prospecting magazine. It's ICMJ's Prospecting and Mining Journal. And honestly, you should check that out. We got stories and information, legal stuff, everything you know to increase your skills as a prospector. I write articles in this every month, and a lot of other very experienced prospectors contribute to the magazine as well. So check the magazine out. Also, I have a website, and the website is at NevadaOutbackGems.com. I'll put a link for it in the description below, but there's gobs of information there that you will find useful in your prospecting efforts. Finally, I want to say that I really appreciate your comments and thoughts, and even positive criticism. Don't come on there and just toss out insults, because I'll just delete your comments. But if you've got helpful things to say and questions to ask, do write and put those in the comments, because I answer my comments to people, and you'll hear from me in responding to you. So if you've enjoyed this video and you like what you see and you're interested in finding out more, well, then sign up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so they'll let you know when I post new videos. And like it and share it if again you see stuff that you really are excited about. And I'll be coming out with lots more new videos, and so we'll see you again real soon.